Back at Fogelman and Devlin, we are here on Ferret Street. It is Tulane Basketball Media Day. Again, hard to believe hoop season is nearly upon us, a little less now than a month until we open the basketball season. We talked to Caleb Daniels in our last segment, and now it's time to talk to an upperclassman. He's a redshirt junior, but a Tulane grad. He is a Tulane grad. He is from Cypress, Texas. Samir Sehic. What's up, my man?
How you doing?
Good to see you. You're an old soul, man. You again, you got the degree. You're going for your master's, but you are now fully entrenched as one of the leaders on this team. And how does it feel?
It feels great. I feel like I'm ready for it. Being able to, kind of help our younger guys grow, especially with having three really, really good players come in. Kind of being that coach away from coach, in a sense, on the floor. It's kind of helping these guys grow, so I've enjoyed it.
Well, this is your third year on the program. A lot of people don't remember that, but you actually were here for a year and had to sit out along with Jordan Cornish. So you got to learn the system while you couldn't play, but this is 3 years with this coaching staff.
Yes, sir. I mean, I think that's huge. One thing we talk about is how we're able to, kind of like how I just said, teach those younger guys. When we first got here, it was coach teaching everyone day in and day out, and it was 14, 15 guys learning. Well, now at this point, it's 3 guys learning, right? And you have 12, 10, however many coaches out there helping players that know the system, know what coach wants and what coach expects. So it's been a lot quicker. Guys have been able to pick stuff up.
Well, first thing, and I've talked to you a little earlier today, but I noticed this at practice the other day, but your body is completely transformed. You really leaned out, and it looks like you worked your tail off in the offseason.
Yes, sir. That was kind of goal number one this offseason, was to really take my body to the next level. Wanted to lose. I've lost about 15 pounds, which is kind of what my goal was. So really wanted to be able to just defensive purposes, be able to guard better on the perimeter, be able to move better. So wanted to be able to take my productivity to the next level, and I felt like that was step one.
Well, you got to do it in this style of offense. I mean, you guys are
up and down
constantly. Well, I mean, a lot of people don't get to see practice. I mean, you guys are running full court the entire time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, and we talk about, we played with one of the fastest paces in the conference last year, and we want to continue that this year. And so we're ramping up our conditioning, we're ramping up our style of play, and so we want to be able to continue that.
You came off the bench in every game a year ago. I mean, you were the top 6 man. I mean, you could argue you were the top 6 man in this league, and you still average double figures. Are you ready to make the transition to being a full-time starter?
Absolutely. Last year was, we talk about this all the time, is I did the role that coach needed me to do, and at the end of the day, that's all I'm going to do every single day. But I felt like, I'm an old soul, so I definitely feel like I'm ready for that. I'm experienced enough for it, and I'm excited for it.
Talk about the youngsters that are now in the program, the freshmen coming in. How much of a part of the rotation that they're going to be?
I think they're going to be a vital piece for us. All 3 of them can play really well. Offensively, they're all extremely versatile, can play multiple positions. Defensively, all very long and can bring a lot. Athletic. I mean, it's in my few years here in college basketball, I haven't seen a group of freshmen come in and feel that comfortable. So it's nice to see. I think the big question is going to be how they all react when the lights come on.
When Coach talked to the media, he mentioned depth and how he felt this was the deepest team he's had. We've been a little top heavy the last couple of years, especially last year because we had Cameron, we had Melvin, but now you've got an opportunity to maybe spread the scoring out a little bit more.
Absolutely, and the big question is how do you replace Cam and Melvin? And I think the answer to that is the depth. Maybe we lose 2 guys that were pros, brought a lot to our team, and not to take anything away from what they brought to us because they were both tremendous players. But I think we bring in more versatile players, deeper team, and just guys that we can be able to depend on this year.
Besides your body, what did you work on most in the offseason as far as your game?
As far as my game, aside from my bodies, I really wanted to feel more comfortable playing on the perimeter and not just shooting the ball, being able to dribble 2 or 3 times, pull up, attack the rim, floaters, and stuff like that.
Goals for this year, what do you guys talk about in the locker room?
I think our biggest goal is not have that peak early on in the season like we had, or be able to respond to adversity. So we kind of started off really hot in the beginning of the season, especially early on in conference. Struggled from there after we kind of lost a game or 2. So we want to be able to really ramp it up every single day and kind of keep the consistency going.
Well, And that, I think, has a lot to do with the depth
Yes, sir.
because, really when you were getting into mid-January and February, the meat of the conference season, you were only going about 7, 8 deep. If you're
Yeah.
going 9, 10 deep, that, I think, helps when you're trying to
Absolutely.
get it going later on in the season. You're not as
Yeah.
tired as you were early.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a long season. Coach talks about the NBA's 82 games, but I think the training of college basketball, being here the summers and stuff, it definitely starts to wear and tear on the guys a little bit. But I also think that with the way we train, the way we prepare, we're still one of the best conditioned teams in the country.
Your experience here for 3 years, just living in New Orleans, being a Tulane, and just kind of, being a BMOC, so to speak, but just how you've kind of ingratiated yourself into this campus.
It's been awesome. Really enjoyed it. I mean, New Orleans is an unbelievable city. I mean, I don't think anyone can say anything bad about that. Really enjoyed it. Just especially the Tulane bubble is awesome. Being able to kind of be here at Tulane, you drive 2 or 3 miles and you're in the city, which is it's awesome. I've enjoyed every part of New Orleans so far.
No, it's been a long time since we've gone to the tournament, and I know that's what you guys really strive for.
Of course.
What would that mean if we could get there and you're sitting at Hertz on Selection Sunday and your name pops up on the board? What would that mean to everybody?
I was able to experience that feeling my first year at Vanderbilt, and it's something like no other feeling. Just being able to feel like that accomplishment. It's something as a kid everyone's watched March Madness, right? Not just here in the States. I mean, the entire world almost watches March Madness. So to be able to be a part of almost the biggest stage of basketball in a sense, I mean, it's phenomenal.
Well, it's been awesome to get to know you over the last couple of years, and now again your third year here, and a lot of expectations. Again, a lot of depth, and